Welcome everybody once again to the Vinyl Community Guncles. This time around doing the year 1989 in review. All the tops, all the bottoms of the year. And then we're also going to review an album that Mike suggested. It is Talk Talk and their album Laughing Stock. So that's coming up as well. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles. My name is Robert Fitton, along with Mike from Hub Tunes, Craig from Craig's Vinyl Plethora, and Richard from Calvin Wazoo. Let's get right into it. But before we do, which makes no sense, let's get right into it, but not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys actually met. We have two Guncles that met now. In person.
Yeah. I met that guy.
I met that guy.
So we met, and it was fun. I had a business trip down there, and it was a very successful business trip. Look at those two handsome men right there.
So pretty.
We hit a couple of record stores. That was a great restaurant. We went out to dinner and had some pretty good burgers and some wine. And but that was after that. Before that, we went out to some record stores that Craig knew. We went to two record stores.
Yeah.
The first
all
one
in
was
Kansas City.
Well, yeah. One was in Overland Park, which is where Mike's thing was, and I always forget the name of that record store. You have a koozie, though.
Yeah, I bought a koozie. That was Renaissance Record.
Thank you, because I always forget the name of that place.
Yeah, cool place. They had a bunch of like new releases. They had some good new sale items on new releases on sale.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say most of the place was used. It was big. They had a little stage for performances. They even had a bar where you could get a drink and sit down.
A record store with a bar.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a big place. There was a lot of space that was unused. It felt like it was almost too big. But I really liked it. I actually picked up a record there. A record I've been looking for a very long time, because every time I find one, it's beat up and it's terrible, and I would never buy it. But I finally got Moby Grape's debut. This is a first Canadian pressing. It was kind of expensive. It was 30. I think it was $30. They actually had another copy of this, and it was $12.99. But the vinyl was in really rough shape. So I grabbed it.
Yep. Is he flipping the bird there?
Yeah. He's flipping the bird.
Later pressings, they got his finger. Just
so,
like my high school senior class panoramic picture. A lot of airbrushed fingers.
Super excited. I finally got a copy of this. I've been looking for it for ages. And I got that at Renaissance Records. It was cool. What'd you get, Craig?
Well, mine are all downstairs because I forgot to drag them up. So.
You got a couple of good things.
I did. I got... well, actually, there were some good sales on some new albums. So I got a Morchiba, their most recent one, that I didn't want to spend full price on, and then another La La, which is a newer band. Got them for cheap. I found what's their name? A Shakespeare Sister album, and then this was that the second or third Pete Shelley. Or not Pete Shelley, is that his name? No,
Pete Shelley. It was the third one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I found that.
I forget the name of it.
Yeah, no Homo Sapien.
Yeah.
I'm still looking for that record.
Homo Sapien?
Yeah. So then
while they were out there, they talked about Richard and talked about me. That's what they do.
Yeah. Well, and we found something really nice for Robert, but then we decided not to get it for him. We were going to get you that Creed album, but
great.
We thought that it would go right to your head, and you'd be like, "Oh, look, they got me a gift. They got me my favorite album, Creed." And
just like my family used to do at Christmas with the gag gifts. It's like the Beatles. Chipmunks sing the Beatles.
Yeah, your favorite.
It's funny. So then after that, we went to a place called Seventh Heaven.
Seventh Heaven.
Yeah, it looked like a adult bookstore from the outside.
Nice.
But inside it was wafting with incense.
Yeah, because it's also like an incense,
it's
a head shop or something like that.
Yeah, we used to call it a head shop back in the day. They have pipes and everything, I liked that place. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I liked it better than the other place.
Yeah, it's a really good place. I just recently
Yeah.
got okay with going back there. But
Yeah, I got
Patchouli.
Oh, that's right. You had an issue there.
Yeah.
I bought a T-shirt from there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool, so I bought it. It doesn't smell like incense anymore, but it did. For
Oh, you washed it?
Oh yeah, I opened up my my suitcase and it just incense came wafting out. So what did I get there? That was a really cool place. I picked up a jazz record there. I picked up this is the Wynton Kelly Trio, and I saw the art. I wasn't familiar with this. Apparently, this is the trio's debut record. I had no idea. I saw the artwork and I was like, okay, this is gonna be cheesy, but it's actually a pretty swinging, straightforward jazz record.
You posted that on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
really
when I
good.
saw that. Yeah.
I actually like the artwork. The wording's funny. It's on Verve.
Very, very pop. So what is that,
Yeah.
from like early 60s?
Exactly. I think it's 60, let's say 64, maybe.
Okay.
But it's in great shape, and I didn't pay too much for it. And it's got Kenny Burrell on. It's got a great lineup. Paul Chambers, Jimmy Cobb, Kenny Burrell. Really, really good lineup. So I put it on. It's it's not anything out there or interesting really, but it's a nice swinging jazz album, and it's in great shape. So I was really thrilled with that.
Cool.
And then the next day, I think Craig and I were leaving, or maybe it was at dinner. We were talking about. I was talking about how I've been looking for Cramps records, and Craig's like, "Well, they just had some at the store we were at."
Yeah,
I was like, "Wait, what?" And they did, and it was under C. So and I somehow missed it. So the next
you thought
day,
it was
Craig
Krampus that you were looking for before?
Yeah.
So the next day, Craig was very, very kind to come and pick me up after work, and in a driving rainstorm.
Mm-hmm.
And he made me drive at one point because it was dark and rainy.
Yes.
And he drove me back out to Seventh Heaven, and I got
Flame Job,
which is a later Cramps record, but I love it. It's a fun record. I think you showed it last week, didn't you, Richard?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
it is a great one.
Yeah, no, it really is. It's music on vinyl. It was a little more than I wanted to pay. It was kind of pricey, but whatever. It's digital and it sounds great, and really, really happy to get that. So thank you, Craig.
County Auto Show.
Yeah, it's a fun record. It's not one of their classics. Maybe it is. They're one of their classics. I don't know. It's later in their catalog. So, yeah. So what'd you get at?
I know I got the Pretenders debut finally.
Yeah.
And that was one I haven't had a chance to listen to.
Did you get the Margot Price?
Yes, I got that, and actually I have listened to that, and I really like it.
Isn't it wonderful? The new Margot Price
really,
record,
really
Strays, is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful record. One of the great debuts of all time, right there.
Yeah.
Mine has a little yellowing to it. I think it came from a smoker's house, but it was relatively inexpensive, so I'm not going to complain, and it's not in bad condition. What was fun is the Dead or Alive. So they have to reissue everything after somebody dies, and so they had like this like unreleased album, and it was Fan the Flame or something like that, part 2 of Dead or Alive, and I have everything by them on vinyl. I have them except that one, but I'm like I don't want to pay $40 for this. No. And they had it at like brand new sale clearance. It was $5. I'm like, I'm going to spend $5 for it, and now my Dead or Alive collection is complete. But so I got that, and I know I got an Arcadia 12-inch single. Soul System, Don't Disturb This Groove, because I just love that song and that album. I had the cassette tape. I loved it. So it was $3. So there was a few other things I can't remember. Like I said, I had so many other things I was carrying up the stairs, I forgot to carry those up. But yeah, it was a good time. Yeah,
no, it was wonderful. Thank you for driving and hosting and
Absolutely.
I had a blast. It was great meeting you, and no, Craig is a lot taller than he looks on video. By the way,
Yeah, he said that before. Like he was the tallest of all of his siblings and everything. And
yeah,
Richard's very tall, and that's why
it's like, oh,
I love these cameras. And I'm 5'8".
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's okay though.
Are you 6 feet, Craig?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Richard, you're like what, 6'2" or something like that?
6'2", yes.
Yeah, he's tall.
I remember that. Yeah. So I would feel short next to Richard. But rest of y'all.
No, it made my business trip much more pleasant. It was
good. I was glad that we were able.
That's good.
And I bought a Kansas City Chiefs hat at the
Oh,
airport.
you did? Did
And
you
I
go
probably
to the
paid more.
airport?
I paid more for this hat than I did any of my records.
Really?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes. Even more than the Cramps, which was pricey.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the airport.
Crazy.
Also, the worst airport in the United States, by the way. I hear you're getting a new one.
Yeah, it's supposed to. The rest of it, the new part of it's supposed to open in March. So
That airport sucks. There's garbage everywhere. Trash cans knocked over. No, it's
Nice.
awful. You can. Everything's closed. All the Starbucks are closed and boarded up. Yeah,
Oh,
they
wow.
must be getting that new one. Must be.
Yeah, it's supposed to
Must be
open next month. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And I won't-
I've actually never been inside the airport. I've been there a lot picking up people or picking up guests, but I've actually never been in it because
Yeah,
I haven't
bad.
flown anywhere since I moved here. So, yeah.
All right,
That was
so-
very cool.
Time.
Are we ready for 1989?
1989.
There's some real gems in
There's-
1989. 1989, what was I doing? I was in college. I was in I was third year. So I'm going to start with probably I'll leave my favorite till the end. So I pulled 10 records, which I've my MO from this point on. The Cure, Disintegration.
So you're doing albums, your favorite, because you don't do singles.
Yeah, I don't do
Right.
singles. I don't remember singles. What a great gatefold.
And the
Pictures
original
of you.
vinyl was not a gatefold.
Yeah, no, it's not. This is
And
the
it was missing
anniversary
two
reissue from a few years ago. Pictures of You, Love Song, Lullaby, Fascination Strip. Just classic, perfect record. I love this record. One of my favorite bands, not my favorite record of theirs, but this is Concrete Blonde's Free. Love Johnette Napolitano. I talk about her all the time. This is one of the reissues. They finally reissued their catalog a couple years ago, and they
I
did a
remember
really
one or two of their songs.
yeah, they did a really good job reissuing these. I like this record. It's not my favorite, but really good. Well, I'll say. Well, we just talked about this the other day. Lou Reed's New York. It's his masterpiece. Yeah. It's my favorite Lou Reed record. The picture he paints with this, it's just unbelievable. I love this. I get why people like the Transformer, but this is really, really good. All the way through. Not a bad song on it. Absolutely love it. I love the cover.
Well, those are completely different albums, though. You know.
Oh
really,
yeah, totally different.
Yeah.
No, you almost can't compare them. Yeah.
Right.
No,
exactly.
Absolutely. This is. Oh, God, I love this record. In fact, I'm going to play that later. I'm putting it over there. A band we talked about. Last week. Oh, hi, Ter. This is Time Bomb. Another great The record. They didn't make a lot of records, but
Mind Bomb?
Yeah, Mind Bomb. Yeah. Great, really good record. Okay.
We got
Time Bomb is rancid. Anyway.
And Kylie Minogue.
Oh, Mind Bomb. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say Time Bomb?
You were saying Time Bomb. That's okay. And
this was kind of a comeback because the previous two albums absolutely sucked. Yes, I know. There's a couple of good moments on Dirty Work and a couple on Undercover, but this is a pretty solid record. The Steel Wheels, the Rolling Stones. This is a great tour, really good tour. I saw Lenny Kravitz open for them on this tour. It was really, really good.
First live concert I ever saw.
Really?
Yeah. On pay-per-view.
Yeah. Not a bad record. Not definitely their last good record.
But I mean, seriously, that was the first time I'd seen a live concert. You know, even though it was on TV, it felt like a live concert to me because I was, I'd never seen anything like that where it was streamed in live from satellite pay-per-view. It was,
it was
a Christmas present. I don't think it was a birthday present. I think it was later in the year. It was a Christmas present because it was super expensive. And it just felt so exciting. They had a countdown before it came on, and they showed old Rolling Stones videos that I'd never seen on like MTV.
I think I watched that too. I think to remember that. Yeah.
And whole interviews before. It was just really I was so excited sitting down in the basement, my brother's room in the basement, watching it by myself. Total dork watching a concert by myself. And they released that DVD a few years back of it, and I thought, great, this is awesome. I finally get a nice, big, nice, 4K or whatever version of it, and it's totally re-edited. Like the shots are all re-edited. I distinctly remember a scene where Mick Jagger has got a guitar, which he never has, and they're playing something. I think it might be Undercover of the Night, and he turns and he knocks the mic stand over with the guitar, and they totally cut away from that. And you don't see it on this. They just show Bill Wyman stand there, and it was really kind of disappointing when I got those DVDs. I wish they would release the way it was originally presented anyway. Undercover's better, though.
It's also the final album that Bill Wyman is on.
Bill Wyman, yeah.
Yeah, great bassist. Technique, New Order.
Showing a lot of records I got. So.
Great record. These are all my high. What's funny is these are all albums that I bought like back in the day. I mean, this is my original copy for sure. Same with Steel Wheels and that Time Bomb. So New Order.
I still have my CDs.
Another one. Chain.
Yeah. Jeez,
such a good record.
Our album list is almost identical.
All their records. They did not make a bad record. I like Darklands better than this, and Psycho Kid. But this is right up there. They're both very good records. Their album, actually, Craig and we saw their most recent record at one of those stores we went to, and I said, "That's a really good record." I forget. I don't know how much they were.
It was $45. That's why I didn't.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was their most recent. It was their last one. So.
Yeah, it came out about 6 years ago, but they hadn't released an album in probably 17 or 18 years, and it's solid. It's solid too. It's a really good record. But Automatic, Jesus and Mary Chain. When I first heard this record, I was like, "What the hell?" Red Hot Chili Peppers, Mother's Milk. Damn, this was pretty groundbreaking when it came out. Now all their albums sound the same. And my favorite record of this year, 1989, I absolutely love it. I still love it. I think it still sounds fresh. Is 9 Inch Nails, Pretty Hate Machine. So damn good. It still sounds great. I mean, I still put it on and I'm like, what is this? This is so cool. And I remember the first time hearing 9 Inch Nails when this came out. I was just like, wow. Unbelievable. What is this? I love it. Absolutely love it. So those are my 10 tops for 1989.
Those are all stellar. I mean, I realize now I should have done albums, but without even thinking about it, I just went ahead and did singles because that's what we've been doing or what I've been doing. But I realized that the music of 1989, for my tastes, was much more album oriented because I had I talked about before a while back when we first did this and we all did our graduating years. I was the one that did 1990, and it's pretty much the same as 1989. It's horrible as far as like singles and whatever. I had totally abandoned pop music at this point. I was all about going back and listening. Punk rock was my thing in 1989. Discovering like everybody's entry retroactively to punk rock, I think, is probably Sex Pistols. That was mine. Sex Pistols, The Clash, and the Ramones, and then digging deeper with the Misfits and Black Flag and the Damned and the Saints and Dead Kennedys and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that was my 1989. So what was on? I did singles again, which I think it depends on what year we're doing. I may not do it because I've done modern rock, I've done country, I've done whatever. But I don't know why I chose to do singles. I guess because I like to complain. But yeah, I did the usual rules. It's U.S. singles. I had to be on the U.S. top 100. And I have 20 runners up and 10 top ones. So here are my tops. Okay, from 1989. Again, I don't know everything, and these are all U.S. hits. Left to My Own Devices from Pet Shop Boys. Lost in Your Arms from Debbie Gibson. The Doctor from the Doobie Brothers. Express Yourself, the single version, not that album thing with the horns. The single version from Madonna, the video version. Living Color, Open Letter to a Landlord. Cher, If I Could Turn Back Time. Fight the Power, or as it's known on Wikipedia, Fight the Powder.
Oh, Powder.
From Public Enemy. Not the Elvis line, though. You got to take that stupid Elvis line. They accuse Elvis Presley of being a racist. That's ridiculous. Tesla, Love Song, Indigo Girls, Closer to Fine, Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood. Got to have the intro, the TNT intro, though. Madonna, Like a Prayer. Tina Turner, The Best. Young MC, Bust a Move. 38 Special, Second Chance. Richard Marx right here waiting. Aerosmith, Janie's Got a Gun. Aerosmith, Love in an Elevator with the elevator intro. And The Cure, Fascination Street, the album version. And my final runner-up of the best songs of 1989, Milli Vanilli, Baby, Don't Forget My Number. That's right, Milli Vanilli.
So
because
good.
What the fuck? So they didn't perform their own. Who gives a shit? It's a club act.
The song was good.
It's a club act.
Never heard it,
baby. If you listen to their album, they use the exact same drum track on every song. It's literally the same drum track. But I mean, like, I was always like, who gives a shit that it's not the guys on the cover or the video? You know how often that happens? And for some reason, Milli Vanilli is singled out. If you're gonna hate Milli Vanilli for that, then you gotta hate Steam. Nah,
I don't
hey,
hate them for that. I just never liked their music.
Well, I mean, most people were like, "Oh my God, I've Arista giving refunds. You can take back your Milli Vanilli album and get a refund." Really? Can we grow up, people?
Yeah, we all loved it before.
The Steam, hey. They went all on TV. The guys on the record album cover are not the guys on the song. It's a totally fake band. What about like the bands in the 60s that made fun of the Monkees for not playing their own instruments? The Byrds don't play their own instruments on Mr. Tambourine Man. Those are studio musicians with the exception of Roger McGuinn. What about all these like little skinny ladies in these videos when it's really like Martha Wash and Lolita Holloway? That's all fake and phony. And you know the worst part? Milli Vanilli gets shamed. They get their Grammy taken back. You know what? Shame on you, Grammys, for giving a Grammy to a club act.
They won a Grammy?
Grammys. They won a Grammy, and they had to give it back. It's like, that's on you, Grammys. You're supposed to be giving away awards for musical excellence and, like, you know, the innovation or whatever. Not club. That's on you. Yeah, and the worst part is they get disgraced. They become a joke, right? And the one guy is so ashamed he kills himself.
Yeah.
But the producer, the guy named Frank Farian, the one that was the mastermind behind the whole thing, that hired them, and he's the real con artist, he gets away scot-free and gets to continue his career. He gets to produce like Le Click and La Bouche and No Mercy, and Boney M was another group. They're not really that known in America, but they were like the Milli Vanilli of the 70s. Total fake.
Yep.
Not the real people on stage. Everybody's lip-syncing. But for some reason, Milli Vanilli's single out, but I still like that Baby Don't Forget My Number song. Okay, here's top 10.
Top 10, please. Bent Over.
Chris Isaak, Wicked Game.
Yeah.
I liked it then. It's been way overplayed, though.
That's a wonderful record.
Guitar.
That whole album is great.
Number 9, a song I did not even know in 1989. In fact, I didn't know it until a few years ago. I told this story before. It is Black Box with Right on Time.
Martha Wash's voice.
No, it's not. It's Lolita Holloway's voice.
I thought it. She did vocals on that album though. Martha Wash.
It's actually Lolita Holloway's song "Love Sensation" is like the whole song. They just mixed it up. At number 8, For some reason, it was a single in '89, even though the album is from '87. Paradise City from Guns N' Roses. Yeah, the lyrics are "Take me down to Paradise City, where the grass is green, the girls are pretty." We can write a better song than that. But I still love the music. It's the most of the parts of that.
Most overrated band of all time.
7 is Tears for Fears and Sowing the Seeds of Love, sounding almost like the Beatles on this. At number 6, we have Tom Petty with Running Down a Dream. Great animated video for that as well. We go to cassette singles now. How 1989 can you get? With number 5, Great White with Once Bitten, Twice Shy, the remake of the... who did that? Was it Ian Hunter? Yeah. Once Bitten, Twice Shy at number 5. At number 4, Nana Cherry with Buffalo Stance. That's got to be one of the most fun dance songs I've ever heard. At number 3,
I saw her play that entire album all the way through a couple years ago, and it was
I don't think
fantastic.
I've ever heard the album.
It's a really good record.
I just heard the Buffalo.
She was at
By the way, this is a
Pitchfork,
Buffalo Stance, in case people don't know what a Buffalo Stance is. Yeah.
Great record.
At number 3, Roy Orbison, his comeback, You Got It. Is it number 3? We'll hear his name again. At number 2, The Cult with Firewoman, You're to Blame. And number 1, also featuring Roy Orbison, are the Traveling Wilburys, with also featuring Tom Petty and George Harrison and Jeff Lynne and Bob Dylan, with End of the Line. That is my favorite song of 1989.
Nice.
There they are.
Wow.
Terrific album.
All right. So
do you know how old Roy Orbison was when he passed away?
Probably in his early 60s, late 50s.
Say it. Anyone else?
61?
He was 52.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I know.
I thought he was in his 80s.
Crazy? Right?
He always looks so old.
Then everyone thought he was in his 70s.
Because of those glasses and the old hair and the... People used to think he was blind.
I'm older than him when he died right now. I mean...
You want something weird? Check out Wilford Brimley's age in Cocoon.
Oh, yeah.
That's another one.
Yeah.
Where he's 32. However old he was.
Dylan was only like 34 when he was in the Wilburys. And everyone thought he was old back then.
Wow.
They're old. They're old at heart.
That voice.
By the way, speaking of 1989, I brought my friend with me too to help us.
Oh, hi, Pee-wee.
Oh, he loves you.
Oh.
He still loves you.
He still loves me.
Okay. Well,
he only loves
things, but apparently
he's broken.
He's not allowed in movies.
Well,
talk about a comeback. Sit in front of Pee Wee Herman at a movie theater.
Right.
Anyway.
Hey.
Okay. So, a notable event from 1989, the number 1 single the week of my birthday, was If You Don't Know Me By Now by Simply Red, a song I really don't recall it at all.
It's a remake of Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes with, or what's his name singing?
All right, well, my honorable mentions...
Teddy Pendergrass.
My honorable mentions for singles include End of the Line, Traveling Wilburys, One by Metallica, Like a Prayer, Madonna, and Express Yourself, Madonna, I Won't Back Down, Tom Petty, and If I Could Turn Back Time, Cher, and Stop, Erasure, and then A Love in an Elevator. Aerosmith, this was when Aerosmith kind of, made their comeback.
The big comeback. After...
Yeah. Now, my top 10 singles is Aerosmith again at number 10 with Janie's Got a Gun. Really intense video and pretty, I don't know. This struck me as a radical song at the time.
Yeah, and a video that looked like a movie. Was that David Fincher directed that?
So, really focusing in on, familial sexual abuse. When Love Comes to Town at number 9 with U2 and B.B. King. Number 8, A Little Respect, Erasure. Number 7, Free Falling, Tom Petty. Number 6, Tom Petty, Running Down a Dream.
Wow.
REM at number 5 with Pop Song 89. Number 4, I got Peter Gabriel with In Your Eyes. Number 3, Tears for Fears, Sowing the Seeds of Love. Number 2, Love Shack, B-52s. And then my number 1 single for 1989 is Stand by REM.
Now
So
face north.
So Tom Petty had a big year.
Yeah, he had a very big year.
And that album was huge.
Weird thing was, for a long time, Like a Prayer was like number 1 for a while and up there really strong. But you know what song knocked Like a Prayer from number 1, at least according to the list that I was looking through? It was Bon Jovi. Knocked her off of number 1 with I'll Be There For You.
Oh, man.
And then the very next week, he got bumped off by Paula Abdul, Forever Your Girl. But once
baby.
Once Madonna got bumped off, her song just went right down the charts. All right, so for albums, my honorable mentions, I've got Adrian Belew with Mr. Music Head.
Nice, yeah. God, I haven't
Which
heard
includes
that
a song that's like an homage. It might even been written by his daughter. Mike showed this Technique is an honorable mention for me with New Order. Butthole Surfers with their EP Widowmaker. So great band. I just been trying to get everything, and I still see that album in the store, and they want $100 for it, and I'm like, oh no. Slammin' Watusis with Kings of Noise, Chicago band. Pretty good record. It came out in 1989. Of course, there was Wheeze by Slint. Honorable mention. It's not a great album, but it's all right.
It's good.
And then another one that you showed, Automatic with Jesus and Mary Chain. But my top 10 albums, I only did 5 because I just felt like the ones I showed, the honorable mentions really aren't good enough to be like in the top. And when I was going through the different albums that were released, I really only felt like I only had 5 of them anyway, and there weren't that many great albums in my opinion. But at number 5 is Tom Petty with Full Moon Fever. A lot of great songs on this record. And then the B-52s, Cosmic Thing at number 4. Again, just a lot of great songs on this record, just all the way through.
A lot better than Love Shack.
Number 3, Doolittle by the Pixies.
Oh, yes.
Just such an incredible album.
God, yeah.
This Monkey's Gone to Heaven. Love that song. Then, of course, Mike showed, New York. What can you say about this? It is such an amazing record. So many. I mean, Dirty Boulevard is such a classic song. I mean,
Halloween Parade.
Yeah,
Definitely.
right. Which is almost kind of a retro sounding song, in a way that the way that he did it. But my number 1 record for 1989 is this grail for me, Wrong by No Means No, the Canadian post-punk band. Just incredible album, solid, in your face, all the way through from start to finish. Took me a while to find this at a reasonable price, but those are my top albums and top singles for 1989.
Yay!
Well done.
So
better than mine.
Here's the thing. I'm just gonna I had 5 pages of singles, and then I just said, "Fuck it, I'm going with albums." So I'm kind of going out of my because it was just too much. And then I was like, "But there were so many albums that came out that year And then I kind of had to shorten that too. I know. But then I've had the same routine the whole time, and then I chose
No,
to
I'm
go
just trying to imagine how you came up with that many good singles from
because there
1989.
were.
I'm
There
over
was
here trying to I should have done albums because even my top 10, I mean, they're okay, but I should have done albums.
well, no. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have some, and it would have been like 50 honorable mentions, but I shortened that. And Richard and Mike showed quite a few. But okay, so Blake Baby's Earwig is an honorable mention.
Very nice.
I don't know that.
Good record.
It's
a good record.
Their first record came out this year in 1989. We all know I love this band more than life itself, and that is Welcome to the Beautiful South by the Beautiful South.
Yeah.
Of course, I have to show both covers, which I've shown before. That's an honorable mention. I also want to mention that my top 10 are albums that I was pretty much obsessed with in 1989. My honorable mentions maybe were later, because I didn't hear the Beautiful South until like much later, so I wouldn't have been listening to this in 1989. This album, I did not hear of this band until 1990, so that's why it's not on my top 10. I have a different version than Mike does, but of course, Pretty Hate Machine. This is like a special edition. This actually has their cover of Get Down, Make Love on it. The Queen song.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I got that at the Experience Music Project in Seattle at the museum there, which was total dumb, but that's okay. They're self-titled, Love and Rockets.
Great cover.
Wait, how did I miss that? Is that 89? Wow, I should have put So Alive or...
Yeah, So Alive with 1989.
Even the other side. That's just a fantastic cover.
Yeah, it's great.
Teardrop Collector.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, and this one's kind of hard to find. I got lucky. I found this like probably about 12 years ago, and I paid less than 10 for it.
That's the kind of record that I would buy cold without knowing anything about it, just because of the cover.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mike mentioned this. Mine is an OG, not a reissue. But yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Concrete. I just, I actually really love this record. One of my favorite songs of theirs, "Scene of a Perfect Crime," is on here.
It's a great song. Good. I'm gonna revisit it now. Now that I pulled it out, I think I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's really good.
And that's why I like doing this, because I pull records out and then I end up playing them because I haven't listened to it.
Bullet, Happy Birthday. I mean, there's some good shit on there. It was their last album until they got back together in 1999, and then that was their last album. But the Eurythmics released "We Two Are One."
These are all better than my list.
And so, one of my honorable mentions, but I do not own it, digitally only, and Mike and Richard both showed it, and that was Jesus, Mary Chain, Automatic. That is an album that I am dying to try to find. You can't find it. It's
hard. They haven't reissued.
Yeah, they reissued it about 10 years ago, but even that is like $100. So.
Yeah, I think the only one they've reissued. Well, I think they reissued Darklands and Psycho Candy.
Yeah, they did those too. But
and
there was a big box set that was done about 10 years ago. But that goes, and I'd even be okay with that. But that's like $1,000. So, and then my last honorable mention from 1989 is the Smithereens with 11, and I thought it's on the record itself. So we saw this, and I said,
"We did."
So yeah, I'm like, this is so crazy because $45 they were selling the Smithereens
record.
Yeah, and it actually on the record it still has the price tag on it. That when I bought it at a used record store years and years and years ago, paid $1.99 for this. It's in freaking near mint condition. But,
it's a really good record. I
love it, and it has my favorite song of theirs, "Blue Period," which does feature one Miss Belinda Carlisle on backing vocals. All right, so now my top 10. Came out in 1989. Well, these all came out in 1989. Why am I saying that? Because I'm not very smart. So this album came out. The vinyl. It has my favorite song off the album is not on the vinyl version, but it's still fantastic. So from 1989, The Creatures with Boomerang. The song that is not on the record. Oh, and I have a gold stamp promo, by the by.
That's awesome. That's a great record.
Yeah. This is another one that is very hard to find, and I paid under $10 for this. So, like, years ago. But yeah, Speeding is my favorite song off this record. It is not on the vinyl version. Number 9, Throwing Muses with Hunk Papa. I just absolutely freaking adore Tanya and Kirsten and this band and one of their albums. They're still price tag. I paid $2.99 for this. You can't find it for that now. This album, like, it's really her first 3, and then I'm kind of done after that. But this just did something to me in 1989, and it's Melissa Etheridge with Brave and Crazy. The song "You Can Sleep While I Drive" just kills me, and after maybe her 4th record, I just kind of lost interest in her. But her first 2 records are just brilliant. Y'all gonna laugh at me, but I have to, because I listened to this a lot in 1989. Dead or Alive, nobody was listening to Dead or Alive at that time, but I loved this record. The big single off of this was "Come Home with Me, Baby," and I had this cassette tape, and I freaking wore it out.
I didn't realize that, the Round record. That was like a major club single that they played, but that was like in '98. Yeah. And then I'm finding out that Dead or Alive had been around for 10 years before that. And that, it's like, I had no idea. Spin Me Around like a Round record. Yeah.
This is their 4th album.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, that's their 4th album. Oh my God, this man. And just everything, and the video, and his hair, and that hat, and yes, Sonic Temple.
Oh yeah.
Ian is just the fucking shit. And Edie, ciao baby, ciao baby.
I need to get them in my collection.
This one is very rarely comes out because it stinks like motherfucking shit because it smells like patchouli. But we have Madonna. Like a Prayer, yes. Ugh, God, why make your album smell like patchouli?
Why does it smell like patchouli?
So the CDs, the records and cassettes, the paper is made out of. It's got patchouli in the paper. But yeah, this reeks of freaking patchouli.
Dumb idea that is.
This was such a
give me an asthma attack.
Different from what Madonna had done prior to this, and obviously the lead single, one of my favorite tracks probably ever, and it was the only time we got Madonna and Prince together. The song "Love Song." Most people don't like it. It is my favorite song on this record is "Love Song." Because I love her and Prince.
So back to the patchouli.
Yeah,
is that an original?
Yeah, I have it. No, then the reissues don't smell like patchouli.
But it still smells.
God,
yeah, patchouli doesn't go away.
It's why
it just gets more and more rotten, smelling.
Very rare that I actually pull this out because then my hands smell like it. Yeah, it's in a plastic sleeve for a reason, not just to protect it. So I don't have 90s. I don't get patchouli. Some people like it. Okay, but go on hippies. But whatever.
Covering up the smell of marijuana, but most people don't have to do that anymore. It's legal.
Yeah, I know they don't have to. It's legal pretty much everywhere. So huge. Second record came out, or I'm sorry, it was technically her 4th, but she also considers it her 2nd. But 1989, Rhythm Nation, 1814, Miss Janet Jackson, Miss You Much was the first single off of this. I just went freaking crazy when I heard that song, and I had
Now
to
the
have.
record doesn't have the interludes, right?
Yes, it does.
Oh, maybe some
Yeah,
of them don't.
it's not list. It's not listed. The interludes aren't listed, but they're on there.
Okay, okay, that's what it is then.
That was a huge album.
Yeah, and this was so. I think the year before is when I started listening to this band. This was the first record that came out when I started listening to them. So it's special. And of course everybody thinks it's their masterpiece, and I don't agree on that. But of course, you know that they're going to be on the list. The Cure with Disintegration. The thing about this record is that the non-singles are way better than the singles. Like, I mean,
how does the record sound? I had the CD. I always thought it sounded really bad. Like the.
I think it's well, Mike. You have this.
I have
too.
Yeah,
so.
I think it sounds really good.
I think it sounds good.
They did a good job.
The CD just sounds really, really flat and.
Yeah, I'm
Probably.
still on the lookout.
The old one,
I will eventually own an OG. The OG is only a single disc. It's very expensive. I don't care. It's also missing two. There's 2 songs not on the album, or on the vinyl version. But I still want one, and I don't.
Yeah.
I just
I had the
want
cassette when it came out, and then got the CD later, and the cassette sounded better than the CD.
I feel like you're right in that. It's been a long.
I think
time
I had the cassette too.
CD.
Yeah, for my car. And
it was a cassette. So my number 2, and y'all are gonna make fun of me, but it was brilliant, and I don't care. I don't care if it was not them. But yes, girl, you know it's true.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one to bring up Milli Vanilli.
Milli motherfucking Vanilli, who's Rob and Fab, and who's not really people singing, but baby, don't forget their number. Blame it on the rain. This is some brilliant 1989.
I don't know about that. It's
Brilliant.
fun.
Wow.
Top just royalty right here. Let me tell you, this is some good.
I'm just saying, it was not like we found out that Robert Plant wasn't really singing for Led Zeppelin or Mick Jagger wasn't. I mean, it's a club act. Who cares?
Exactly.
But a trivia fact about that literally the record. That was I think at the time, I don't know if it still is, but the only album to ever go out of print when it was at number 1. And it didn't have anything to do with the controversy. It had to do with that when that was at number 1, Arista decided to stop pressing LPs, vinyl records.
Oh,
really?
Oh, that's
and so that was the first
I
vinyl record to go out
mentioned
of
that a while
print.
back.
At number 1, yeah.
Well, very interesting.
So it's kind of a collectible, like a curio beyond just the brilliant music that is on it.
My
exactly
number
what it
one.
It's so bright. It's brilliant.
My number 1 album from 1989, and this is probably just the one that has the most memories and the one that just kind of, seals the deal to a friendship. And y'all know I met Shane. We were in high school in 1989. This band is why we became friends, because he had it written on his notebook, and we actually drove to Walmart. We ditched school hoping that they had this tape there, and it was snowing, and we were in his parents' big van, and we got stuck at a stoplight, and we ended up spinning around and being the wrong thing. But it was different at this. I don't think of it different now, but when it came out in '89, it seemed so different from their previous records. I'm talking about Erasure with Wild, piano song Blue Savannah. But I mean, they're just the song "You Surround Me" just is where it's at. But this album is it's always going to be something that if I hear this, I think of being in high school. I think of being, that new friendship with Shane. Shane was my first real guy friend. I'd only hung out with girls up to that point. And this is 1989 for me. Erasure Wild. So that is my number 1 of
I don't
1989.
think I've ever heard that.
You haven't heard that? Blue Savannah.
Blue Savannah, yeah.
That was the.
I love that song. I mean,
I grew up in Granite City. I don't know Blue Savannah.
When I got Pop
all the
Hits,
Erasure and stuff I had to learn later on.
That's one of my favorite tracks on Pop the Hits.
This "You Surround Me," if you haven't heard it, check it out.
So we made our way through the tops of 1989. Here's where it gets fun. It's time to talk about the bottoms of 1989 and the worst music that was released in that year. We'll probably all have around the same idea, just like we did with the tops of what was the bottoms. Or maybe not. We'll find out. Mike is first.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. What is going on here?
Unless, again, he's a top exclusive again this year.
No, I actually...
Have some bottoms for us?
I did some bottoms.
Well, we don't need to disclose everything.
Okay, so there was a lot of shit. I mean, what we just named up... Holy crap. What we just named up, great. Unbelievable, right?
Well, that's why you guys all had the same stuff is because there was so much awful.
Probably.
You know?
Probably.
You only had just a little bit of good stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot of...
AWFUL and OFFAL.
Yeah. Okay, well, I did not pull anything because I do not own any of these records. And for good reason. They suck. So I did 10 records. The Beach Boys released an album in 1989. Still Cruisin'. My guess is that is the Mike Love Beach Boys. One of the biggest.
They tried to recapture the magic of their number one with Kokomo and couldn't quite do it. Yeah,
couldn't do it. Yeah, Mike Love, one of the biggest douchebags in rock and roll. Airplane reunited for an absolutely horrible self-titled record.
Terrible.
Yep, awful. The Kinks actually released a record. I'm not a fan of the 80s Kinks anyway. I think they lost it in the 70s. But the Kinks released an album, UK Jive.
UK? That's a great title.
Robert has it. He's going to look for it right now.
Oh, he probably does. He has everything he hates.
He does. There you go. That's it. Yeah.
It's actually worth quite a bit, but I don't think I've ever heard this.
Pete Townsend put together a weird, semi-operatic themed album called Iron Man. Horrible. Debbie Harry, the incredible Debbie Harry, released an album called Deaf, Dumb, and Blonde.
It's remixes.
That's all you need to know.
It's remixes, isn't it? Or is that
Oh no, that's more
Bleach.
Yeah, once more into the Bleach.
Yeah, that's actually really good. That remix. Yeah, once more into the Bleach. That's great. Yeah, Deaf, Dumb, and Blonde. That's all you need to know. Queen released The Miracle. Horrible album.
God, I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
That's the one with their faces morphed into each other on the cover.
It had a cool, it had a cool album cover, but not a good record. The Grateful Dead released their last and worst album, Built to Last.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it was their last.
Never heard it.
Not good. Well, and then Jerry passed away right after that. So, what else I got? Tin Machine, the David Bowie lead singer of Tin Machine. Now, I'm going to caveat this.
I never liked Tin Machine.
I'm going to say when this album came out, it had so much buzz. Yep. Everyone was looking forward to it, and it was not good. It was not good. Hold on to that. I
think there's one good song on it. If I remember.
Those things sell for a lot of money.
Under the God was the single.
Now,
this is worth a lot too.
I will be honest. When that album came out, I hated it. It was panned by everyone. No one liked it. It's grown on me, but it's taken 30 years to grow on me.
It is in mint condition too, because I played it once.
It's not as bad as I remember. I will throw that out there. Eric Clapton, Journeyman. Absolutely horrible.
Clapton, just
horrible album.
Everything he did after whatever, Slow Hand. Well, that was the downfall.
Another horrible Clapton album produced by one of the most horrible producers in music, Phil Collins. And right there,
this dude does not like Phil Collins.
Down on the bottom, I put also anything by Phil Collins. I think he released that album, but seriously, folks?
Yeah, but seriously, with Another Day in Paradise. I don't mind that song.
Yeah, I like that song.
Is that it? Does that complete the bottoms?
No, that's
We've
it.
bottomed out?
I started through the
We've
list.
bottomed out.
This is awful. There's a whole lot of bad in 89.
Yeah.
Well, I did singles as well. And when I started, 1989, I was, I think I said I was in high school, junior year, senior year, and I had given up on pop music completely. It seemed like everywhere you turned, it was just awful. There was the R&B was just very, very boring at that time with the 808s and all that kind of stuff. And rock music was pretty bad, most of it. Alternative, I didn't really get into until like the records you guys are showing, like Jesus and Mary Chain especially. I didn't hear that stuff until a few years later because I just wasn't exposed to it. I mean, I did kind of watch 120 minutes every once in a while, but
my roommate in college had Joy Division and Mary and Jesus Chain, like all over posters all over the room.
Yeah, I had movie posters all over. That's another thing too. I was really into movies. I wasn't focusing so much on music. I was all into punk rock. I wasn't, so. But so from the bottoms, I still did the hit singles. They had to be on the U.S. hit singles charts. But I started listening, I didn't listen to stuff I didn't know. And there's so much stuff, like I said, I didn't pay attention, so I don't know a lot of the stuff. But so I didn't listen to anything I didn't know, but I started kind of reacquainting myself. And Michael Bolton, like Soul Provider, since he's like the low-hanging fruit, everybody makes fun of Michael Bolton. Oh my God, Michael Bolton's horrible. And I remember listening to the song Soul Provider last week, and I'm just like, this isn't like horrible. It's just kind of there. It's not, obviously it's not great. It's not wonderful, but it's not like offensively bad. Like some of the stuff I was talking about last week that was forced on me in college, like the whatever, I don't remember who, Green Day and Live and Hootie and the Blowfish. It seems like he's just kind of there. I wouldn't like run out of the store if it was played. Surface, Shower Me With Your Love, same thing. It's just kind of there. It's not horrendous. It's just blah. So what I did was I made Michael Bolton's Soul Provider like the line. Because otherwise I would have had like 500 songs. So I made it the line. So all of these songs had to be worse than Michael Bolton's Soul Provider. So just keep that in mind. These are my bombs. All worse than Michael Bolton's Soul Provider. All hits in the U.S. singles.
How many do you have?
Wow. A whole page. And
142.
Some weird Eddie Murphy song I've got like 30, I guess, something like that. Eddie Murphy, I mean, Party All the Time. That kind of surprised a lot of people. Like, hey, this is actually a decent dance, hit song. Then he comes out with something called "Put Your Mouth on Me." Some weird jazzy kind of.
I don't even remember that.
Ridiculous.
I don't remember that.
Let's Put the X in Sex from Kiss. Now, people don't like that song because of the. I love Let's Put the X in. I love the title. I love songs about sex. I like sex. I just don't like it because it's got horns in it. We don't need a Kiss song with horns in it. For some reason, they decided to re-release the statutory rape song from Benny Mendoza. It was like out in 1982 or something, Into the Night. For some reason, that's a hit again in 1989. That one, I'll take you into the night. They say she's 15 years old. Leave her alone. But they don't understand. You know that song?
No.
I'll take you into the night. And
I'm glad I don't.
Oh my God, it was all over light rock radio in the 90s. It was a hit from like 82 or something.
Well, for some reason,
I never listened to light rock radio.
Oh my God, and these women just love it. It's like it's this grown-ass man who doesn't understand why people don't want him with this 15-year-old girl. Anyway, Benny Mardones and Into the Night. For some reason it came back out in 1989, was a hit. Jive Bunny and the Master Mixers, Swing the Mood.
Well,
horrible.
Just the name of the singers and then the title of the song is enough right there.
Some bullshit from England where they took all these songs like Rock Around the Clock and whatever and mixed them up. And Peggy Sue, I think, is in there. And we're going to rock around the clock. Rock. Oh my God. Horrible. It's like the California Raisins. Horrible. And it's supposed to be this cartoon buddy doing it. It's ridiculous.
The
Love Shack from the
California-
B-52s. That's horrible. Everybody knows that. No
California
point in explaining
Raisins
that.
just came up on a Gunkle.
I love Shack.
I cannot stand that Fred Schneider.
Yeah,
I mean, the
Roof.
girls are fine. That's why I like Rome, because
Rusted.
he's not in it. But I got me a Chrysler. No, you don't, dude. I don't. Go take your Chrysler and drive off. We didn't start the
Big
fire,
as
Billy
a
Joel.
whale, and
You know,
it's
come
about
on.
to set
We all hate that.
sail.
Mike's already told a story about
Wait.
his wife in labor.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I almost
We didn't
brought
start
that
the
up.
fire. You know, let's take
horrible.
let's take those like historical events, some of them pretty heavy, and just make them a rhyme scheme. No, let's not do that. Let's have some reverence. Poison from Alice Cooper. No, let's go back to doing like rock music instead of this slow kind of burn heavy. No, we don't need that. This awful Will to Power, Baby I Love Your Way / Freebird.
Mhm.
Terrible.
So terrible.
Like,
Will to
okay,
Power, Freebird.
Peter Frampton wasn't bad enough. We can do worse. Why would you
Like-
do...
Carlos
You're halfway through
Castaneda,
this list,
but-
and I have not heard any of these.
I'm sorry, halfway?
Wow. No,
like five
he's
songs?
not halfway through it.
The biggest hit ever from Prince, according to Billboard, is awful. It's called Bat Dance. Just
Yeah,
a
I
bunch
saw
of movie
that in the
clips.
list, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
It's just a bunch of clips from the movie with music behind it. It's like just a commercial for the Batman movie with him screaming. It's stupid. Martika, Toy Soldiers, awful.
Yeah,
Terrible.
It's
Oh my God.
wonderful.
That song is terrible.
It is wonderful.
I told you my Martika story.
Yeah. We love Martika.
No, we
Or
don't.
I'm pretty sure I've told that
You
story.
did. I'm not remembering it, but you did. I love her. Shut it. That's my next album. That's what
Horrible.
you get.
Down Boys from Warrant, another one of those jump rope type rock songs. They were really bad in '90, but this was kind of where the Down Boys go. Ah!
Warrant was bad anyway.
It's rock for girls, and it was like, you know what? Girls can rock. They don't need rock music made for them. They can just listen to regular rock music. We don't have
They've
to.
got Susie Quattro.
Right. Well, no, I mean, they act like, we
Love
got to
me
make
some
rock
Susie.
music for girls. No, girls can just listen to regular rock music. We don't need Down Boys from
It's
Warrant.
like
Anyway.
Zima,
Rock
Like,
On from Michael Damian, the Hey Kid Rock and Roll. Who is that?
Oh, rock on cover.
Hey
No,
Kid.
that's,
Billie Jean.
No, that's
Billie
the,
Jean, Rock
the
On.
child molester. He's in prison. That's
Is that him? I don't know, but Michael Damian redid
Michael
it.
Damian's not a child
He's got the Corey Feldman
not
in the
Michael
video
Damian,
coming out
the-
looking like
the
Michael
original.
Jackson. It's ridiculous. De La Soul, Me, Myself, and I, horrible.
good.
They take
Yeah.
Funkadelics not just knee deep and completely ruin it. They put
Yeah.
double beats on it to like
It's
take
a-
the funk out. Horrible. And the stupid guys come on with their lyrics about I'm just got my De La shirt and my De La hat or whatever the hell they say. It's ridiculous.
Me, myself, and I.
And it's one of those songs that comes on and it's like, it's not. It's the stupid De La Soul song. It's not Funkadelic.
It is De La
So
Soul.
that's another thing that upsets because you think it's one song and it's not. Any Skid Row can go fuck itself. Sebastian Bach and his AIDS kills fags dead shirt can. I don't
Oh.
forget. I don't forget. I don't forget. I remember that shit.
no
Fuck
idea who that is.
Skid Row. Fuck Sebastian Bach. I'm glad he looked. You know what? And Justice. It's called Karma. Look at the way he looks now. That's
You look
karma.
good.
That is karma. He looks good.
That is the sarcastic.
Oh, okay. Well, I never know. You just praised
You look
Martika.
good. Yeah,
I can't tell when you're being serious.
Yeah, we need to have
Martika
a clear
looks
definition
good.
of sarcastic.
Martika look good.
Any Bon Jovi from this time. I didn't mind. I liked Runaway. I didn't mind, some of the songs off 78. When they, Fahrenheit, when they came out with Slippery When Wet, I was done. I'm like, this is horrible. And then it just got worse. These, lay your hands on me and I'll be there for you. Terrible. Anything from New Kids on the Block, horrible. These little kids going to be hanging. You guys are not hanging, and you're not hanging tough. You're a bunch of little kids. Come on. And I found out because of doing this that they've got a cover of "Didn't I Blow Your Mind?" It's like, just stop.
It's not good, but they're wonderful.
They are terrible, and
They
so
are
is this "I'll Be
wonderful.
Loving You Forever." That's horrible
So
too.
beautiful.
Warrant with Heaven. Got a picture of your house. You're standing by the
Heaven.
door. It's black and white and faded, looking pretty worn, and I've never heard the rest of the song. It's like that Green Day thing I was talking about last week. They do that, and I just go boop and turn it off. I've literally never heard the rest of that song, except for the chorus of it. Huey Lewis and the News. One of the greatest like pop rock albums of the '80s was Sports. And now they're at the point where they're doing this "Give Me the Keys and I'll Drive You Crazy." That song's terrible with the horns and everything.
Never heard.
Donny Osmond.
Oh, don't.
Who the hell asked for Donny Osmond to make a comeback? He had two songs called "Sacred Emotion" and "Soldier of Love."
Horrible. I did. I wanted him back. Don't you mess with my Donny.
Donny, were you serious about it? I thought you were kidding.
Cut a bitch. That is my Donny Osmond. Where is my knife? I will cut a bitch.
I will get a gun. This is St. Louis.
I will cork you.
Don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
I will cork you to the gunfight.
Donny Osmond's terrible. Everybody knows that. And Donny Osmond from the 70s, Sweet and Innocent. Only time I've ever scratched a record so the needle would like go over it. I had a Kato record with Donny Osmond on it, and I made it so that the needle would just scoot right over the song when it played. But yeah, Sacred Emotion, that's terrible. Kiss with Forever. I might have brought that up in the 90 thing too, because a Michael Bolton written Kiss. Why don't Michael Bolton just do his own songs? So Michael Bolton doing Michael Bolton is actually better than a Michael Bolton written Kiss song. What I Am from Edie Brickell, New Bohemians, awful, terrible. I mean, that's why she's a joke. That's somebody said that. Richard said that. I didn't say that. The only time he's ever heard of Edie Brickell was in a joke.
The only thing I know about Edie Brickell is it was always associated with some type of joke. I can't remember what the joke is, but
I remember what it is. It's called What I Am.
Yeah, and the rest of that album, I love that song.
Well, I will say this. I've never heard the rest of the album, so I bet that song is terrible. Tone Loc, Funky Cold Medina. Let's do a trans joke. Let's put down trans people, and let's do a song about date rape. Oh, it's so fun. Let's dance to date rape, everybody.
He did a cover of Wild Thing.
It's his own Wild Thing. It's not a cover. It's his own song. I didn't mind Wild Thing, but Funky Cold Medina is, a date rape drug. That's what Funky Cold Medina is. And then he's called, this is the 80s, and I'm down with the ladies. I really miss the 2010s, because I used to be like, it's the 2010s, and I'm down with the men's. But you can't do that anymore, because it's 2020-something now. Poison, Your Mama Don't Dance. Why?
That's your, daddy rock and rolls.
It's almost over, people. One more song. Was, Not Was, and Walk the Dinosaur.
Are these your honorable?
They're all horrible.
Boom, boom, like a boom, boom.
Yeah, that's awful. Walk the Dinosaur. I mean, we don't need that. What are we? What am I, 5?
Yes.
After all that, I only have 2.
See, we balance out.
And one of them, y'all probably will hate me.
Wait, are you done, Robert?
Yeah, I said I just had the one more.
He's done. Hallelujah.
I want more.
More.
So I only have
plenty
2.
more.
One of them you all will probably agree, I think.
You only have 2?
Yes. Because a lot of the songs, I just never listened to. But these I heard all the time. And one of them you'll probably hate me for, but one of them is Every Rose Has Its Thorn by Poison. I mean, that song, just cliche, every rose has its thorn, just like every night has its dawn, just like every cowboy sings a sad song.
Yeah,
every rose has its thorn.
It's very Bon Jovi-esque. I like some Poison, but that's like they're trying to imitate Bon Jovi with a power ballad.
And then to make it worse, years later, Miley Cyrus covered it with Bret Michaels.
Oh. God.
So and that was her Hannah Montana days. So
all right, and here this one you'll be aghast. I'm sure that I'm aghast. This as a bottom. Cherish by Madonna. I hate that song
on that album. The video is wonderful. It's my least favorite song on that album.
I could take it or leave it. I don't think it's horrible. I don't think it's great.
I don't remember it. I'm sure I've heard it, but I don't remember it.
And it was just a song that, again, I didn't like it.
Cherish the thought of never leaving you. I never could.
All other hits from 1989 were really good. Like a Prayer, the other ones, but Cherish was like... And that's it. That's all I have for my.
What album did she release in 1989?
Like a Prayer.
Like a Prayer
with the patchouli.
Yeah, patchouli.
Oh, that one.
Mike's had some beer.
No, Madonna
It'll-
just like
The
I
odor
know.
will make your
You're not up to
face
date.
swell.
He's not like Kansas City. He's not up to date. You know, he's with Madonna. You know, he's up to date, not with Madonna. All right.
Yeah, because we're talking about 1989.
Yeah,
It's important to be up to date.
It is. Mhm.
There
We're
is
doing 33 years ago.
Right. Okay. I only have 6. So, and some have been mentioned, but some have not. So that's good. That's good. All right. Number 6. What the fuck? Y'all know when I get my fuck out that like something magical is gonna happen, right? This song, 2300 Jackson Street. The Jacksons got back together, and it's not all the Jacksons. I mean, it's all the you got freaking Rebby is in there.
I almost picked that song.
It's crawling like a centipede.
Yes, 2300 Jackson
Oh
Street.
my
I don't know that.
God, this is
Oh,
horrible.
Watch the video. It is terrible. You'll
No.
think, right?
Don't watch the
I don't know
video.
that.
Michael's in there. You got Janet. Now you have got to think about this is the year that Rhythm fucking
Janet released the biggest album of
yes
her
of
career.
her career,
and then
and
she
is in this freaking.
like, okay.
There is this whole part about
So
we're
weird.
still today. We're still one big happy family. You need to see the video because there is something very important missing from 2300 Jackson Street. Something very huge. We are a big, happy family. Janet's got her solo. Michael's got his solo. Rebby's got her solo. Where the fuck is LaToya? LaToya's not in the video. LaToya has been banned from the
Somebody
family.
just put a headband around one of the tree branches. That's LaToya.
Nothing. We pretend LaToya is not a part of this family, which brings me to number 5. LaToya Jackson with Bad Girl.
What was
How did I miss that?
Was Michael having some legal issues when they did this
Michael
family?
was in it. No, Michael, everybody but LaToya. So LaToya had dropped, this was around the time LaToya had dropped her dad as her manager or whatever. So she was not asked to be a part of 2300 Jackson Street.
Well, she had some problems with Michael, too. I think that might have been later, but she was, like, on the side of the accusers.
And she was.
It was pretty much everybody but LaToya.
Jermaine was in it?
Oh, yeah, they were all in it.
What about Tito?
I'm sure he was.
Was he playing the bass? Was there a bassist? That was him.
Yeah, they're just in front of the house going 2300 Jackson Street.
I don't know how I've never heard of that. It sounds star-studded.
It's sounds. It's heavenly. Okay, so then LaToya also, the year that her sister released one of the biggest albums.
Would you leave her alone?
She released a single. Well, she released an album too, but she released this single called Bad Girl, and she's a bad girl. The video, she cannot dance, she cannot sing. LaToya, give it up, okay? Number 4.
Was this the year she had a reality TV show?
No, that was 90s or 2000s.
Oh, is it? Later?
Yeah, way later. This is 1989, so. Okay, then number 4, just, what the hell? Prince with this freaking bat dance. Vicky Vale.
Biggest hit. His biggest hit, according to
Billboard. It is, and it's terrible. It's terrible. Vicky Vale. It's just got a bat dance. It's terrible.
And then a bunch of clips from the movie. It's not even, I don't even consider that a song.
No, it's not. It's terrible. Okay, number 3. It's already been mentioned, but it needs to be mentioned again. The video is just so wonderful. And all his backup dancers, and he's trying to be all sexy. He thinks he's Prince. He is not. And that is Eddie Murphy with Put Your Mouth on Me. And it's not even a good way. Like, he's
heard
like, mouth on me. There's nothing filthy about it. He's just like, put your mouth on me.
Oh, yeah, he's got, are you worthy of such a big reaction? Mr. Murphy needs some satisfaction. Yeah, there's little nuances in there about his penis.
Yeah, but it's just, the video is...
Put it here, put it there, or put it everywhere. You know, and he gives this wink.
Baby,
or what,
son, give me your hand before you start professing that you're knocking me dead.
Those backup dances.
Oh, sorry.
Did you?
That video.
What? Are you done, Craig?
No, I got 2 more.
No, he's got 2 more. That's
I have something I want to bring up when you're done.
Well, bring it up.
No, finish. No.
Okay, well,
It has
number
nothing to do
two.
with what we're talking about.
Number two. Number fucking two. Jesus Christ. David motherfucking Hasselhoff with "I've Been Looking for Freedom." I've been looking for freedom. Oh my dear Lord. Find the video.
Show the record. You know you have it.
Yeah.
I don't. I kind of wish I had the 45 just because. But
Are there any Germans that have that album? Please comment.
They love him. Well, that's the song he sang when the Berlin Wall came down too. So,
Okay.
There is this whole like performance thing, and he's got all these backup dancers, and they're doing this shit. And he is dancing, and he shouldn't be. I think Kit might make an appearance. I can't remember, but yeah. Looking for freedom, Mr. Hasselhoff. Thank you very much. So number one, y'all, if anybody's heard of this but me, I'm not going to be surprised. But anyways, this song, Jesus Lord Almighty, save us. This is the wonderful, UK, whatever they're called, that brought all of these pop singles out at the time, was trying to bring all these dance hits, and a lot of the UK, they were not having it. Stock Aitken Watermen, I don't know. Anyways, this was a British dance pop duo. They only had 2 singles, and they were known as the Reynolds Girls, and they were sisters, and they had a single called "I'd Rather Jack." And they would rather than listen to Fleetwood Mac. I'd rather Jack than listen to Fleetwood Mac. I'd rather Jack. Now, I know what you're thinking.
So was it a rap group?
Oh, no.
Because they could be Reynolds rap.
They
could be Reynolds rap. They are not rap. They are singing. It is your typical UK, British pop dance music of the 80s. They even mention that they would rather sing along with Yaz, which they are referring to Yaz with 2 Z's, if you don't mind, not Yazoo, because she had "The Only Way Is Up" was the single the prior year. And yes, they would rather Jack than listen to Fleetwood Mac. Now, Jack is not what you're thinking. Get your minds out the gutter.
No, because I was thinking, well, if you're talking about Tusk, I would definitely rather jerk off than listen to that double album.
Rather jerk off or
take
whatever.
a hell of a lot less time, too.
The Jack was actually...
I mean, it's a double album.
That's what I said. It's double.
It was a dance. It was a dance.
I would rather jerk off than listen to the dance.
Well, I'm sure.
There was a dance called the Jack.
By What's His Doodle? So they would rather Jack than listen to Fleetwood Mac. The Reynolds Girls. Watch the music video. It will save your life. And that is the
Do you know how to Jack?
I would rather jerk off than listen to Mirage.
I'd rather Jack.
Yeah, Mirage not good.
And definitely Behind the Mask.
Never heard it.
It's something like that. It's beautiful. And if you have not heard it, all y'all, I know you're going to look it up, all you millions of people watching, and you're going to thank me for sharing the Reynolds sisters.
No.
I'd rather Jack.
Would you rather masturbate or listen to rumors? Answer in the comments below.
Is the panel answering?
I'll put up a poll.
Honestly?
Oh, is the panel answering? Depends. Depends.
Did you guys see that Smokey Robinson just released a new album?
I saw this.
The great Smokey Robinson of the Miracles and a wonderful solo career. He's also a bad guy, but I'll leave that out of that. He beat the hell out of his wife.
How old is he now?
150.
Well, Richard, he just released an album called Gasms.
What the hell did I saw the title of that?
Gasms. There's a song on the record called "I Fit in There."
I fit. No.
Yes. He's 82.
I guess.
Well, I would think I can't fit in there would be more impressive. I mean,
yeah. Well,
Robert, you have to. You're the one that you don't like little girls singing about things that they shouldn't be singing about. Should Smokey Robinson really be singing about fitting in there on an album called
Gasms?
Well, I don't know.
Now I gotta look up
89 years
and
old,
get a picture or
and
whatever.
I still got it going on.
Yeah, maybe
I
that
think
gives
that's
us
pretty
hope.
impressive.
Be like Smokey.
Okay, you're right. He also used to beat Andrea Evans, but
Great
Andrea
songwriter.
Evans,
Yeah, he-
great
Just
songwriter.
like the lead songwriter for Motown.
One of the greatest songwriters we've ever.
Almost everybody's got issues. It's so
Oh,
hard
yeah,
sometimes.
Yeah. Gasms. 82.
Not since Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood did "Squeeze Me In" has there been such a cringe song. And they were dating at the time, I think. So yeah.
Craig is
Well, there you have it.
The new Smokey Robinson
1989.
album.
Holy shit!
What
fuck
am I?
damn.
I'm
Yeah, you mentioned the Berlin Wall coming down in '89, and I remember when they redid the Wall, the Pink Floyd The Wall, Roger Waters
they did.
did for that. And to bring us back up to date, now the rumor is he's going to redo Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah, I saw something about that today.
He's done it.
and I'm
It's
like,
all done, apparently.
Oh.
Is he
Who
like?
needs that?
No one.
Nobody
The
needs
same
that.
people
He
who
is
needs
so
the Beatles remixes
self-absorbed.
and the box set of the...
Never asked for
Can
that.
we just stop?
I think it would be. Well, I mean, honestly, I would like to hear it acoustic. Like, if he released it as acoustic, I would listen to it just to hear how it sounds and stuff. But
Or maybe did a concert, like an event type thing,
yeah,
but not just go in and just record it and
I have zero interest.
zero.
It's just yeah.
I think there's so much animosity between the other members of the band and Roger Waters that it's he's not doing anything for any artistic merit. He's doing it just to fuck with people.
Yeah, to own the well, I won't say it, but you know
He's
how some
still-
people like to own others, and that's their whole game. Yeah,
And he's still bitter over the '90s Pink Floyd, which made millions and millions and millions of dollars. It wasn't very good, if you ask me, but it made a whole lot more money than Roger Waters made in the '90s. Roger Waters was releasing Radio Chaos and just.
I actually heard that was pretty good, but when we did '94,
the first one's good.
that week I listened to the Division Bell again for the first time in probably 15 years, probably more than 15 years, and yeah, it's boring as hell. It's like Pink Floyd's a new age band now, and it's
for a while I
hold
thought
up.
I had Division Bell like on my want list, and then I started listening to it again online, and I thought, Jesus, why would I want to spend $40 on this?
Yeah, I know.
You know?
Well, the weird thing too about the original pressings of the Division Bell is there's like 4 songs, or maybe more, maybe 3 or 4 or whatever, that are shorter on the record than they are on the CD. So you're actually getting shorter versions. I mean, I don't know who would want that, but I think the re-release is a double album in their full versions. But
What
the
was the
original,
other one?
they're cut up.
Momentary Lapse of Reason? Was that the other one?
Yeah, that's like 87. That's the one with Learning to Fly and
Yeah.
On the Turning
It doesn't
Away.
hold. It doesn't hold up either. It's just. Awful.
I don't think anything they did after The Wall holds up.
No.
You're right. I'm all
really
about the
doesn't.
70s Pink Floyd and the 60s,
Yeah.
but not
Really
the
doesn't hold up.
90s.
But man, they made a shitload of money in the '90s touring that shit. And
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
I'm not even a
It's a
fan of the
franchise.
live albums, like the Pulse and whatever the other one is, the bigger one, the whatever. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, not a fan. Big fan of the 70s though, 60s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Oh my god. Those albums. Yeah.
Well, and I actually have to tell you what year we're doing next.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Sorry,
How exciting.
2000.
2000.
Okay, pick again. Try that again.
What's wrong with 2000? There were good albums.
Oh, fuck.
You want to do albums, right?
Yeah, that's
you
why I said
can
do it
do
again.
whatever.
Nobody even had albums in 2000. Everybody had USB cards and iPods.
Quite yet. It wasn't quite 2000 when all of that started happening.
Oh my God.
It was
Like I
starting.
said, we should cut it off at 95. Anyway, 2000. Great. Can't wait.
Every Olympic.
Jesus Christ, Robert.
Be
I'm
sure to
super
tune in for
excited.
that one.
You're
You know,
gonna
come
the
to
last
think of
time
it,
we
I
did
think
Civil
when I
Wars.
was doing my not my live stream, but my Sunday show, I think I ended up having to go 2000 to 2005 because there
Yes,
wasn't enough.
you did.
I could probably,
Oh,
I
no.
could probably find a lot in 2000, so you're welcome.
Mine will be
I have a
short.
lot
The
of
people that don't
bottoms.
like me will be. This is the episode for you. I'll be nice and short. Short and sweet.
We'll have a lot of bottoms.
Maybe they'll
Well, I
be
don't know about sweet, but
surprised. Maybe you'll be
I'll be
It's not
short.
people who don't like you.
Be shorter than usual.
Ha.
I'll be 5'7".